Hi everyone! Welcome to the Sound Healing Show. I am Kataka and I'm here with my very good friend Craig. Hi Craig.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Craig lives here in Los Angeles, and Craig is a Reiki master. He is a master musician, professional musician, energy healer, artist, and also a father. Cool. So, Craig, what would you like to work on today?
I would say like my second and third chakra.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll work on the second and third chakra.
Clarity.
And some clarity. Wonderful. Okay. And, second and third chakra is perfect for artisans because second chakra is really about, the creativity. And the third chakra is about taking the action in the world. So let's do that. I'm going to play my Rav. Take a deep breath in, and I'm going to lay that right down and just feel it comfortable. That's okay?
That's perfect.
Okay, wonderful. All right, so this is from Russia, this instrument. Boy, it really is speaking of art, it really is a piece of art, that's for sure. All right, there we go. Nice and comfortable. Let's move this up a little bit, that's all right?
Yes.
Wonderful. All right, take a deep breath in. Nice. All right, just want you to just relax. And everybody out there that's listening, you can follow along whether you are laying down or you're sitting in a chair. The invitation here is just to listen to the Reiki sound healing and allowing the energy to come into your ears. And just kind of start to relax and feel your body. Release any tension you might have. We're just going to slow things down. So I want you to think about all of the people that are out there. I want you to think about, and you too, Craig, thinking about turning the volume down in the mind. Listening to the music, listening to the Reiki sound healing. The intention here is that the sounds that you hear are infused with positive Reiki energy specifically for your healing. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about artists. You may or may not be an artist, and that's okay. You might be a musician. You might have your creativity in a different way. But you can apply this to you no matter what you do, no matter if you identify as an artist or not. All humans have a second and third chakra. We have actually quite a number of chakras, but today we're going to focus on the second and third chakra. Now, the second chakra is really about creativity. It's about connecting your emotions, and it's about your connection with relationships. And when you have that passion, the passion that comes from the second chakra, from your emotions, you can actually allow creativity to flow through you. And sometimes when we have some trauma, or we have, you know, some hurt feelings or some inner child challenges, maybe we had some stuff happen when we were growing up. Many of us have, right? You want to be able to release those old stories, those old emotions, those hurts. And when you can do that, when you can release those hurts, specifically around the second chakra, then you can actually have the energy, the focus, and the drive that activates the third chakra in order to take action in the world. But see, all the chakras are all deeply connected to our life experience that we've had. And if you can actually get in touch with your inner child, the inner child is the subconscious mind that you have. And also, the way I understand it is the inner child is the key to your creativity. When you have a relationship with your inner child, and you're still an adult, you actually also have an inner parent. The inner parent can help you move forward in life, and then the adult actually does stuff like gets a job. But the inner child is your creativity. So, you need to reconnect with your inner child. When you can reconnect with your inner child and allow that creativity to flow from the second chakra, you can then activate that third chakra. Now, some of the things that happen when we are not connected with our inner child, when the inner child needs some attention, is that we procrastinate. Or sometimes we get distracted by what I call shiny object syndrome. Or we create drama in our life because we are bored. Or we basically stop functioning. I don't like to use the word block because I don't believe that chakras ever get blocked. I think that what happens instead is that they sometimes maybe the energy is not flowing as strongly as it could in the chakra. And that is due to trauma that we might have had growing up, or, you know, even as adults, you know. So the trick is to heal the trauma. And that means that you have the emotions that you do to release that trauma. When you have the emotions, that kind of makes the flow happen for your second chakra, and it also makes it so that you have that creativity open up in you. And as a result of that, it sparks the desire to take action. And that action comes from the third chakra. So how do you do all that? It really is becoming present with that kind of the still small voice that is inside of you. You can do that by meditation. You can do it by relaxing. You can do it by creativity. think back when you were a child and maybe something that you loved doing. It could have been drawing, it could have been playing an instrument, it could have been, you know, even pretending things. That's all creativity. And just for a moment, you can think about that. You can imagine yourself there again and really listen to any messages that your inner child might have for you. Your inner child wants to be heard. And the inner parent needs to listen to your inner child. And you can do that by slowing yourself down and listening to the messages that you might be hearing when you do a meditation, when you do a guided meditation like this. Also, you can write. Pad of paper and pen, get out and write. Kind of like a journal. As a result of just little practices like that, you can really tune in to your inner child, and again, the subconscious, that will help you actually to kind of open up your second and third chakra. And in turn, that will give you clarity. But you have to have a little patience. And you have to be diligent. Another way to connect with your inner child, if you had a nickname when you were growing up, that's the name of your inner child. If you didn't, that's okay. But if you did, just remember that child name that you had, maybe a nickname, maybe you were called Junior, anything like that. Great way to connect with your inner child and to do a little bit of healing, do a little bit of listening to what your inner child has to say to you, to open up your creativity, to gain that clarity. There are a ton of things online, ton of things, a lot of programs. There are even 12-step programs that you can connect with that work specifically on healing the inner child and releasing the trauma that happens to many adults when they were children, right? So I want to invite you to do some research. Plenty of stuff online. But I think that one of the most important things to do is to sit and be still, become calm, tune into your inner self, your inner voices, your inner messages, your inner child, and just listen to what the inner child has to say to you. Sometimes the inner child is sad, sometimes the inner child is angry, sometimes the inner child is happy, you know? But it's up to you to listen and connect with that inner child. And you heal that by connecting with the inner adult and the inner parent. So I want you to, just for today, feel yourself back in your body. Take this information that I've given you and do your research. wanting to go on the journey of discovering your inner child, you can do so. And just start right where you're at. Everything is in accordance. Everything is in accordance to exactly where you should be. And you will get that clarity as you work on it. Feeling yourself come back into the body. See if you can connect with your inner child, opening up your chakras. Namaste. Excellent. I'm going to take the RAV off of you, Craig. And in your own time, you can come back to the room, just taking your time, just feeling the energy. Whenever you want to open your eyes. Welcome back.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. I felt it.
Excellent.
And,
what came up for you?
working with the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And not really judging them, just working. Just working with the emotions that come back, and then going back to the youth. What really brought joy into my life. It's really
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is that you're working with the feelings that you had maybe as a child or as a youth.
Yeah, it was very playful, and it's like I was just messing around with art and clay,
Mm-hmm.
and just in the dirt outside, and just playing, just being a kid,
Nice.
And then gradually, slowly but surely, you creep away from that,
Mm-hmm.
and understand. And the inner child work is like I'm just learning about it, and it's fascinating. And so I'm really, and it's to welcome the emotions as they come around, because it's telling you something.
Absolutely. It's giving you messages. So what I'm hearing you say, and I know that like you're just coming back from this guided meditation, so
Right.
it's kind of like putting words together sometimes is a challenge, but
It is.
what I hear is that you actually went back in time and you remembered when you were when you were a kid and you were playing and getting dirty and playing with clay and all that, and then remembering the happy emotions
Right.
that came with that. And then I'm hearing that you realized that you got farther and farther away from that as you grew up.
Right.
So now what I'm hearing you say,
You become more self-conscious of yourself.
right. Yeah, okay. So you became more self-conscious of yourself, but now what's happening is as you are reconnecting with that inner child, you're remembering those positive emotions, and that must feel pretty good.
That was great.
Excellent, good. And that's that's a total, like, speaking of creativity, talk about work in progress, right? It is the creative, like, that in and of itself, connecting with your inner child and integrating your inner child, your inner parent, and then your inner adult, right? That's a creative, artistic, work in progress too.
It is, and it's the parent guiding the child, and which is, when you get older, you don't think about it, and then when you realize, it's like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
You understand.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to come by and get a healing, and we I kind of feel like I said, work in progress. So it's like you're just kind of like, just starting to unfold that and unwind that. And so many people need to do that. So many people need to reconnect with their inner child and reparent themselves so that they can actually move forward and have a happy life, and tune into their creativity, whatever it may be. So
it's fascinating.
Yeah, it totally is. It's like an unwinding, which is just amazing. So
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody who experienced this healing. There is so much work you can do with inner child work. There's plenty of resources out there. If it calls to you, if it's something that you want to heal from your childhood, I invite you to research it. And you can definitely come back here. I'm going to be, talking more about creativity and inner child with the Reiki Sound Healing Show. I want to remind you that you can subscribe to the channel, and I'm here every week doing a sound healing, usually a unique new sound healing, and would love to see you again. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the little chat box below, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Bye.